The process and reaction of radiocarbon dating. What is radiocarbon dating? Radiocarbon dating is a method of dating that involves one of the many isotopes of carbon, carbon-14. A sample, for example, the fossilized bone of an animal's age, may be ascertained using radiocarbon dating by comparing the quantity of carbon-14 present to its 5,730-year half-life. And so, you can determine a rough date for the organism's existence on Earth, and details about the ecosystem and circumstances that existed on Earth in the past. For radiocarbon dating, we can estimate the age of samples that are as long as 58,000 to 62,000 years old. Carbon-14 is unstable, with 6 electrons, 6 protons, and 8 neutrons. This isotope is considered to have a short half-life of 5,730 years, that is, during a period of 5,730 years. The amount of carbon-14 in a sample will have halved because of radioactive decay into nitrogen-14. Here is a chemical equation of the formation and decay of carbon-14. The existence of carbon-14 is due to cosmic rays from the sun that interact with nitrogen. A fossilized bone would be a prime example of radiocarbon dating because living organisms are able to manage and maintain the levels of carbon-14 in their systems and match and exchange their levels with the environment, while decaying organisms are not. The carbon-14 isotope is no longer being managed by the animal, so the concentration will decrease according to first-order kinetics. If we are trying to solve for the age of a sample, T, we must examine first-order kinetics by raising each side of the first equation to the exponent e to generate a new version of the rate law. Using the half-life for the first-order reaction, we can find the rate constant, knowing that a half-life is 5,730 years. Putting these together, we can get an equation and solve for time. The concentration of carbon-14 in the sample originally can be related to the amount of carbon-14 in the atmosphere, and because we know the size of a sample, this can be found. We can measure the current amount of carbon-14 in the sample via mass spectrometry or gas proportional counting by measuring the number of particles that are emitted from the decay, and then solve for the age of the sample, T. Potential applications of radiocarbon dating. Radiocarbon dating has many possible uses beyond the dating of animal bones. It can be used in medicine, for example. Cancer cells can be marked using radiocarbon methods and monitored to study mechanisms of metastasis and a cell's response to chemotherapy drugs.